Deep in the ocean, an orca pod is on the hunt. But these aren't your average orcas. These guys are organized.
Marketing team, did you get those social media posts scheduled for the SEAL migration?
Aye, Captain. We even have an automated notification for all pod managers when they go live.
They use Monday.com to keep their teamwork sharp, their communication clear, and their goals in sight. Monday.com. For whatever you run, even orcas. Go to Monday.com to dive deeper.
Well, I don't see the point in waiting any longer, so let's bring her out. Our star attraction, the one you came to see. Ladies and gentlemen, the one, the only, Miss Judy Gold.
I was 19 when I first met Howard, before my candle got put out. I did stand-up 5 times.
Oh, that's...
The first time I did stand-up, I passed at a club.
And were you like, I'm addicted to this?
I had no idea the beginner's luck that I had. So I got past the club. That night that I got past the club, I went out with Paul Reiser. Mm-hmm. He's telling me that he's going to be a huge star. I don't know this guy. He's just a nerdy Jewish guy who's sitting on me. And he ordered gravy and French fries. And I was like, who eats that? He goes, oh, no, you're going to see it's going to become all the rage.
Was this at the comic strip?
This was at, Good Times.
Oh, yes!
And then, so after that night, I did stand up 4 more times. All 4 times I bombed, and then I developed such terrible stage fright I never went back on stage. So it was 10 years later, I went back to doing stand up. Basically, it was a dare. Somebody dared me, and I went and did it as a dare. It was at Triple N.
Mm-hmm.
Triple N?
Yeah, it's Triple N.
Dartboard was 10 feet from here. And I had been writing my act. My act was ready to go.
So, did you keep this desk job, this catering job, until you started making money doing stand-up?
No, I kept the desk job until, some shit went down and I got fired and I tried to do just the stand-up. Frank actually was making more money at the time, so he was like...
Oh, it's unusual for a male comic.
Well, he was taking me out on the road and whatnot, but it wasn't really working. And then when the phone would ring for me, there'd be tension between us, and if the phone,
Does he still do stand-up?
He does.
Okay.
He still does stand-up.
I love him. All right, so how come you got fired?
How long is the show?
Well, it's fascinating. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, if it's good, it
goes on and on. Go.
If I have to leave, which I will soon, then I'll have to.
I'll pay for your car over there. Go.
All right. So it was a terrible working situation. I had, when I left this job, 4 people replaced me. But there was one big event. It was for Capitol Records when people still had bought records. Right. And it was going to save the hotel. It was certainly going to save the catering budget. And we had, it was rooms and room service and meetings. It was so much money coming in. And the philosophy of that hotel was if you could fix it, you fixed it, and you didn't have to get permission. Right. So one night we're doing the big gala end of the conference thing, and I have Emmylou Harris, and I have Vanilla Ice, and I have, I want to say Meatloaf. We had these were the people performing because it was Capitol Records. And Vanilla Ice came in and did the soundtrack.
I did Rachel versus Guy with him. Go ahead.
Oh, did you?
Yes.
All right. So he came in, and the sound check is important because it's Capitol Records, and he's like, I don't care how I sound, I just want to be the loudest. So every time, how his song is like dun 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 dun. So you're feeling it in your chest.
Yeah. So that you don't pay attention.
Anyway, because I was a chef, I didn't have a great relationship with the chef, with the actual chef. Okay. Because he'd say he couldn't do something, and I'd say,
yes,
really,
you can.
I put on an apron, and I do it. So we didn't have a great relationship, and at that point, it was so bad that I wasn't even allowed in the kitchen. Yeah. So and this is a big, high-profile event. I'm watching 200 plates come out, 200 plates, and it's chicken, and I'm watching 200 plates of chicken go back. Now, when chicken goes back, no one wants it again. Do you know what I mean? A steak you could take back, you could recook. But chicken, nobody wants it again. And I had to think fast. And I mean, we're talking about a PR nightmare.
Right.
Basically, 200 portions of undercooked chicken went out. So I went crazy. I grabbed all the Spanish guys, who all had relations in room service because they're all their girlfriends and wives worked in housekeeping.
Right.
So we raped all of room service.
Trump.
And all of every table got Dom Perignon or Tatange and chocolate, and that's the only way I could fix it. I sugar them up and liquor them up, and I can fix this if I really.
So they got
and I basically whatever I could grab, and it took a little while. I saved the event.
You are like the epitome of making lemonade.
Not only that, but they're laughing, they're having fun. They were never supposed to dance. They were all up dancing. And the general manager calls me and he goes, he was British. He goes, I can't believe you came up with that. You completely pulled that one out. And I thought I was a hero. So at the end of the night, the Capitol Records people said, come on, want to take you out for a drink. And they had just changed the rules of the hotel. You weren't allowed to drink with guests in the bars. But I didn't know you couldn't drink with the guests out rooms.
Right. Oh.
I thought that was a gray area.
I think so.
I thought it was.
So that's what.
The paper.
So I went up and I had a few drinks. Yes, but the thing was at about 3 o'clock in the morning, I had certain sundries delivered by unsavory characters who lived on 109th Street.
Okay.
And apparently that was caught on
video?
Security video. And apparently I was wearing nothing but a man's shirt and high heels when I picked up the sundries.
Sounds worth it. Sounds like it was
sort of kind of worth it. So it was, that was the end. And the funny thing was when Michael, the guy, the general manager, told me, he goes, I just want you to know you are not allowed on the premises again. That's
the same person who said, how did you do
10 years to
But you know what? If a guy was fucking the woman, it would not be a fucking problem.
10 years to the day, I had to cross that threshold because that's where I take my Comedy Central.
No way! That's hilarious!
And they're like, do you want somebody to take you to makeup? I said, no, I know where makeup is.
That is fucking... I know that hotel.
That's
because with an M.
Yeah.
Wow.
Isn't that a great story?
I love that
story. Didn't see it coming.
Wow. Hennessy, can you go in my bedroom, please?
That's a happy ending.
All right. So then you start... this fucking sirens. So then you start doing...
This is our life in New York on the
I know. And I'm sorry the air conditioner can't be on right now.
Okay.
Because we're recording.
I thought maybe you just wanted to see me sweat.
No. All right. So then...
That's the whole story. And then from there, that's stand-up.
So then you start doing stand-up. Now, I've been doing stand-up probably 10 years more than you. When did you start? 90 what?
Ariel was 9, so 92.
92. All right, so I'd started probably... Well, the first time I did it was in the early 80s, like 82. But then
Well, the first time I remember meeting you, certainly was at Caroline's, but then the first time I actually had contact with you was in that cabal of Judy, Susie, and you.
Right.
And then when I was welcomed into that fold...
No, me, Joy, Susie, and me.
What did I say?
Judy, Susie,
yes,
and you.
Joy, Susie, and you.
Right.
When I was welcomed into that fold, I cannot tell you how much that meant to me. That was huge. And at different points, all three of you have either helped me or at least given me direction.
Right. I just talked to Susie yesterday. She's very helpful to me.
She's amazing.
She's an amazing... We're talking about Susie Essman. She's an amazing...
I will still call her maybe once every day and just say, I don't know what to do now, and she'll tell me. She'll just
right, she's amazing.
What are you talking about?
Yeah, I'm always like, this is what I said to her yesterday. I go, should I get my real estate license? What are you talking? What are you? All right, so...
Yeah, but I've called you with that.
I know.
Do you know what Judy would say? Do you want to wear pantyhose every single day? Do you want to have 2 weeks off a year?
Yeah.
Then shut the fuck up and write a joke.
Yeah.
It's so hard, though. It's like, I'm so busy. And then I'm like, oh, God, here we go. It's just so much of here we go again. I just want to be wealthy. I want to be wealthy enough so I don't have to worry about it. I mean, I'd still worry about work, but I wouldn't worry to the point that I worry.
I think people don't realize that it doesn't matter how much, how many things are on there. There's never a point where it's like, okay, you're on base.
You can't relax
there's no
ever.
base, there's no safe.
Right. So
Except for Susie.
Susie,
Who
and she
became an
will be,
icon with that.
right, and
you know.
she will be the first to say, "I am the luckiest person in the world."
Yeah. You didn't say that.
I think for Joy too. I mean, Joy,
yes.
There's a precipice where you're going to eventually get to, and they're like, "You're safe."
Right.
You know, Caroline.
I always thought that.
Caroline always jokes. She goes. I just think that there should be a number where you do like so many sit-ups and it stays.
Right. Right. That's a funny joke.
Yeah. She probably doesn't remember.
Now, you
can take it.
I read something and they said a quote that said you're the funniest female comic working today.
Gee.
That was Peter LaSalle.
Yeah. But it's like, how does it, like, I
Such a
hate when people call me a female comic.
Oh. I think, yeah, that definitely is. When you look at it that way, it's a slam. It was just one of those things where I think the guy that was doing the website emailed him for that quote.
No, I'm just saying, do you have any pushback inside when it's like, well, she's a female comic. She's you know.
Listen, I know where you're coming from with this, but I will say, I think anybody, especially anybody who is female, knows we have to be twice as funny.
Right.
So if someone says we're the funniest female comic, the female comics know that means we're really fucking funny.
Right.
Does that make sense?
Yes, it does. I just fucking can't stand it. I am so sick of it. I'm just so sick of, this generalization. I don't know.
You can't look at me and not be, at least admit that being a woman in some ways is to our advantage in this business. Seriously, I had to be really funny, and I could never show any weakness. I could never.
Well, we also, I believe when we began, from our generation, you couldn't be sexy, and you couldn't be, now you can be hot and talk about porn and anal and stuff like that.
I love that. I wish they'd talk more about that.
Well, I love porn. I think porn is one of the major topics of most of the new generation of comics.
Yeah, which is sad.
Right. But we used to have to write.
Yeah.
There's a few good ones out there.
No, there's.
I don't know
you guys.
Listen, I'm all for any time more women, are making it. It's good for us. There's no question. But it does seem like now it's not only do you have to be funny, but you have to be thin. And I don't.
Well, and young now.
Yes.
I feel like that's a paradigm that just keeps coming back and then drops.
People always say, do you think there's more funny women now? I said, I think there's more thinner women now.
So your approach to the stand-up, as I hear your life story and I see that you were an executive, basically, you were a head of you seem to be very... I think you use that in your business. You do, it is a business to you. You get the business side of it. Don't you think?
I need to be reminded. I mean, my husband's constantly, scraping me off the floor saying it's not personal, which, is the worst thing you could possibly say to someone.
Right.
It's not personal. They didn't want me.
Well, because the reason why you think it's personal is because these are your jokes and your stories and your...
Right.
But it isn't. It's that they're fucking assholes,
Right, or they already have, they already have the 5 girls that they're going to use, whatever it is. It's never,
right.
I try to, Judy. I try to look at it as a business. It's very hard.
It's really hard.
The things that make me the happiest and the things that have done the most for me have been when I've been original and when I've been completely creative.
Right, when you don't give a shit what anyone thinks.
I said, I think in so many ways your career is. Your profile is so much bigger because you have never bowed to what the crowd wants. Whereas I look at the crowd. Remember we talked about this?
Oh yeah, we talked about this at Gotham.
I say who wants, what do they want? You say you're going to get this. And
right.
we have a very different, and I think that's why, Jim Norton is the star that he is and certainly Lisa Lampanelli.
Right.
Nobody ever bent to what the crowd wanted.
Right.
From that perspective, I am the corporate comic. I'm like,
right.
Oh, okay, so everyone in here is over 40 and they don't want me to.
So let me pull out my over 40. Yeah, okay.
That's a good method too.
It means that I'm a middle class working comic. That's what it means. And Lucian taught me that from the comic strip.
Right.
I mean, for 8 months he'd made me do the Friday night 11:50 spot.
Right.
Which was like, you know, I mean, you know who that is. It's people who read the Chief.
Right. Now, you have a young son, Rufus.
Rufus is 12.
And you're remarried.
Remarried, luckily. And that is, that's another one. That's another one where I had to go to Susie. And I said, I met this guy. He's a lawyer. I
Ken?
don't know.
Kenneth. Where'd you meet
never
him?
let him see your act.
She did? Where did you meet him?
And don't tell him you have kids.
Where'd you meet him?
She's a good wingman.
I broke both of her laws immediately.
Right.
I met him at a bar on the Upper West Side. It was totally a fluke.
And did he start talking to you?
He kind of. We were playing this game where it's like everybody had to talk to somebody that they didn't know for 5 minutes.
Was it like a dating thing?
No, my friend Robert, I think you met him once. Robert, he was a writer. Robert was hitting on the bartender, so we went in as a group, and he goes, okay,
Right.
Everybody needs to go talk to someone for 5 minutes. They didn't know.
Leave me alone for 5 minutes. So
And I wanted to get out of there. It was like
Right.
a meat market type bar.
Right.
So I went and I talked to this very nerdy looking guy. Turns out Ken was with that guy. And he was...
It's always the friend, isn't it?
And Ken brought the drinks, and he goes, where are you going? I said, my 5 minutes are up. I just talked to the most boring man for 5 minutes.
And
He said, well, my 5 minutes just started.
That's so nice.
Ooh.
So, and you did date some comics and other performers.
One was all I needed.
Wait, what about
But that was a bartender.
Right. Yeah, but he wanted to be an actor.
He was a bartender.
Okay.
Yeah.
A very nice one.
A very nice
Bad
guy.
luck, though.
Nicest guy you'll ever meet.
Right.
He did alternate sides parking for me.
Oh my God, that's
my
love.
daughter.
Right. He what?
He would pick up my
He
daughter.
did from school?
Yes. He
How-
cooked. He was
All right.
He was very good to me.
Now, how long have you been married to Kenneth?
It is going to be 15 years.
Mm-hmm.
Is it 15? 14 years.
And how is that marriage?
Knock wood. It's the...
You're only supposed to do it once. Go.
Really?
I don't know. That's what someone told me. Go ahead.
I'm really lucky. I mean, he's a great guy.
He's the greatest guy. Rufus is adorable. And now you're a grandmother.
It can make me complacent, though. I gotta really if you don't have service, if you don't have if you don't have pain in your life, it's very hard to be funny. So I have to constantly, create
Creative in general. I think.
Well, I think you're good at that.
Yeah, I am.
Now,
I burn every bridge. Except
no, you don't.
some.
You sound like a...
Like, who have you burned?
I am always banned from one comedy club.
What club are you banned from?
Right now, I'm banned from Caroline's.
Why?
I think I had I don't remember exactly, but I think I upset Linda
Linda who?
Smith.
Oh, why?
Because when Andy left, Andy teaches...
Andy
runs the
Engel,
comedy,
teaches comedy, yeah.
school. And he asked me if I would take over for Linda. And I didn't know there was all this, I didn't know there was all this history. And I said, yeah, I'll take over. And, Andy took his business to comics, which is no longer. But
And now he's at Gotham, right?
Yeah.
So you're teaching.
I teach, yes. Me and Karen teach.
Yes, Karen Bergrain, a lovely, lovely woman. And you do a lot. This is, I find fascinating, that you were the headlining act on a ship.
Just last week.
But didn't you work for, what is it? The Norwegian Jam, like aren't you a regular person on,
Well, I did three Norwegians this year.
And how is that? Because I've only done gay cruises, and I think that I would have to, I don't, and nothing to the listeners who are straight, but on a ship with only straight people, when I'm on a gay cruise and we go to port, and I see everyone else getting off their ships, it's like, who do I want to die with? I'd rather die with the gays.
Of course.
Well, you've been through war together.
Right. I can't die with the straight fucking
tell you something, Judy.
people.
When
The straights would love you on the ship, though.
No.
Back when you started doing gay cruises, I did too.
Right.
And they were great, and I loved them, and they were terrific. But the problem was the more I got, enmeshed in this marriage and the kids, I stopped really having appropriate material for the gay cruises. Like I get up and I'm talking about my teenage daughter and my son.
I talk about my kids.
I know, but I think I do it from a almost like a straight hetero.
I think
place
you both
at
are
this point.
second guessing yourself too much.
I'm not second guessing myself.
My little.
Okay, you we're older than you. Go.
This is not again.
No, but here's the thing. It's like, how do you do that? How do you stay on the shit? Well, you're straight, so it's like
it took me forever to figure it out. Like I was too dirty for a straight cruise for so long, and then I finally realized you just tell half the joke. You know how like you tell a joke and the end is a little bit dirty?
Right.
Just don't finish the joke.
That's so funny.
And how long do you have to do for that?
I have to do a lot of material.
You do?
For Norwegian, it's like a 15-minute welcome aboard. It's a 45-minute clean, not PG-13, PG show, and then you might do a late night adult. And believe me, that late night adult is what I would do for, say, a country club. It's not.
Oh, I can't.
Yeah.
Okay. And do you feel like you're prostituting yourself? Do you get a nice room?
I do.
All right, that's good.
I get a nice room now. Yeah.
All right, that's good. All right, it's fine. And then you get a vacation with the kids.
The way that I look at it is, we always need a day job. Like, I don't know if this is.
No, I agree with you. There are certain gigs you do just for the money. Yes.
So if the way I try to do it is like I try to do 8 a year, and I take my family on 2 of them.
Okay, that's nice.
And
8 a year.
8.
That's 8 weeks.
It's awesome. 8 weeks.
Does Rufus miss you when you leave?
Yeah, but my sister who is gay, my sister will take him.
Ding, 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 ding.
Go ahead. My sister who, she really is very close to Rufus, so she'll take him for the weekend. So like Kenny has a.
Where does she live?
She lives in Williamsburg, and she has a place in Woodstock. I'm trying to find somebody for her. Find me at all attractive. Go online and tell me that.
Wait, how old is she?
She's 37. No, 40. 47.
Oh, that's a little bit
ancient. Yeah, 47.
She's 47, and what does she do? Cop?
No, she's an academic. She's got a great life. She runs a big department at the new school, and she's got this great house in Woodstock. She's an amazing apartment.
Oh, I know someone who might be good for her.
Good.
Wait, but what age group does she want?
I think she wants somebody, like, it can't be older than me.
Oh, forget it. Okay, so.
Older than 55?
Yes.
All right.
You're not 55.
53.
Yeah, me too. All right.
55 is my cutoff, I'd say, right now, but in 5 years it'll be 60, so.
How old are you?
32.
Oh, what about her?
Him! He's married.
Are you?
I'm
Yes.
married, yeah.
Oh, mazel tov.
To Chemda, an Israeli.
That's great.
But
Yes.
I've
Have you
dated
been to Israel?
lesbians before.
Have you been to Israel?
Not yet. But
Oh, you're gonna love it.
I can't.
I love Israel.
Always wanted to.
Israel, and they have good food, but Israel! Is it? Now, you also.
Ari Lieberman's doing my Christmas Eve show.
Oh.
I love him.
Where's your Christmas Eve show?
I ask you every year.
Boston, Philly?
Yeah.
I know, but I'm at Caroline's.
Again? You took it again?
Yeah, but maybe. Well, all right, we'll talk. Anyway, so.
I'm going to be in New York if you want me to on the show.
Oh, that is good. We're good.
Because I think I'm doing the Gotham.
Because because on Christmas Eve, who has the comedy shows?
The Jews.
Now,
This is complicated year because it's also Hanukkah.
Oh my goodness.
First night of Christmas Eve is also first night of Hanukkah.
now,
She's nodding like what I didn't know.
shit.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah,
Yes,
so-
everything's late because the Yom Kippur and Rosh Hashanah is in October.
Right, but the problem will be anybody with kids or grandchildren might not go Christmas Eve. I would try to do a Christmas Eve / Christmas Day weekend.
That's what I think I'm doing.
Yeah, because I think Christmas Day they'll come out.
Okay, now, final thoughts here at the. How long have we been? I mean, I could continue on for another 3 hours.
This is so great.
I know. Okay, so we need to discuss at this point in the show things that really piss you off. Something that fucking makes your blood boil, where you fucking want to fucking smash someone's head against the wall.
I hate that people contact me whenever a high-profile female-based movie comes on and they want my opinion. or female.
Oh, yes.
Special. I hate that. Like, it's the first time it's ever happened.
Right. So give me an example.
Oh, like, it was certainly when Trainwreck came out, people wanted to interview me, like, are things changing for women?
Oh, I can't fucking take that.
I started, Roseanne was a huge freaking star.
Right.
I started I'm a comic because of Lucille Ball.
Right.
So that always annoys me to no end. What else pisses me off?
That's a good answer.
I like that's a good one.
I'm very annoyed that cheese has so many points. It seems to me there's the benefits. There's protein. There's
Yes, you're very Weight Watchers. You're very good into your Weight Watchers.
No carbs and cheese.
I just don't think.
I love cheese.
Cheese that have so many.
But why do you fucking think that people in France get to drink red wine, eat cheese, and smoke cigarettes, and they live?
They have no preservatives in their food.
I think she's right about that. I'm so sorry. I think he's right about that. And I also think he's right when it's about the stuff that's in the water, and I think that's why we're all sick here. You don't think there's a conspiracy? Every single boy of my son's generation has something. Your son's. I'm so glad, but every single boy I know has some. They have some, ADD, dyslexia, sensory integration.
Right. A lot. Yes.
It's all boys, and I think it's because there's so much hormones in the freaking food.
I never let them have the hormones, and he's 6'5", and he's 15.
I didn't eat.
I know.
That you go out to dinner, you eat it. Once in a while, you eat a chirping chicken. Who freaking
Oh my
knows?
God, how much do you love chirping chicken?
I love it.
Okay. Anything else that really pisses you off?
It really pisses me off. This aging process.
Oh, it sucks. Now, do you think you'll get cosmetic?
I shouldn't. Do I think I will get it more frequently? I do it as often as I can afford it.
You do?
Constantly.
What do you get?
I get the Botox. I get the Restylane.
You do?
I'm doing this new. It's called the RF facial. You got to do this.
What is it?
This is radio frequency facials.
I've heard of that.
And
Do that before you do any cutting. Trust me.
Well, I don't think I'm going to do anything. I mean, I feel, but I want to. Don't you think I need a little? Right here?
Well, then that's easy, Judy. That's just a little bit. She's pointing to
You have
her
incredible
marionette
skin.
lines. If you wanted to take it's just a tiny bit.
Marionette lines?
They fill it in just a little bit. I did it 2 years ago, and it's still holding.
I'm going to need a neck lift if genetics means anything.
Well, I feel like I just saw myself on this Amazon
I also
short
think everything's corrupt. I think the subway in New York City, $2.75 a person, thousands of people constantly going through these turnstiles. I think there's plenty of money there.
Oh, they have a surplus. They have a surplus.
Why they keep needing to raise?
And they first of all, they keep us waiting. Fuck them. Okay.
I think that the tolls at these prices. I mean, we've already paid for these.
Do you know I was a toll collector on the New Jersey Turnpike. Okay. Between my freshman and sophomore years.
I want to do a web series about that.
Okay. And there was just an article about sexual harassment. I was totally sexually harassed, but of course I didn't know because I was 19 years old. So I'm a toll collector, and it was $1. It's $12 fucking dollars to get into Manhattan.
Let's talk about that for a second.
Mm-hmm.
Was it, I know that back in our day, we didn't, if someone harassed us, as long as it wasn't penetration, we didn't feel like there was...
Right.
But I do think we had fucking backbones.
Well, I remember,
and that has changed.
There were times during my toll collection days where no one would be in anyone else's lane, and then I'd have like 12 truckers because they were on the CB radio going chicken lane 9, and they'd be like, "Hey, baby," and I was like, "Okay,
Yeah, they're there for a second and gone.
right," and they're gone. So
it just feel like this generation that's come after us is such delicate flowers. I remember one time I got called by a couple of female comics that were having problems with a booker at a particular comedy club, and I said, "Well, what exactly are they doing?" And
Initials.
They're outraged.
Initials.
Stand Up New York.
Okay.
This is a while back, and they were telling me
Not
about how they were
CH.
being. No, not CH.
Okay.
No.
Kurt Hoffman, go ahead.
And they were telling, and I said, I don't understand. So this guy's saying lewd thing. Why don't you just give it back to him? You're a comic.
Right.
And like, what are you talking? I said, someone tells you that they want to go to bed with you. Say, great, can't wait. I want an 8 o'clock on Saturday night. I want an 8 and a 10 on Saturday night.
Right, but
make the freaking joke. Show them you have a backbone.
Right.
And that's always the way, as a comic, that's why I...
Well, we know how to give it right back to them. I give it right back to guys like that.
Yeah.
But...
I agree with you. There is definitely...
This delicate flower thing is...
But also, the backbones have been growing stronger as well. People are speaking out for themselves more when before they didn't feel like they were able to. So... It's like a weird balance, you know? We're kind of transitioning our paradigm as females.
You've said paradigm twice now. Is this going to be a two-parter? Because then you've said it in episode 1 and episode 2.
Oh, well. Now we're
paradigm. Thank you.
You know what it is? I feel like it's like a deer in the headlights thing. And it just keeps feeding into this whole litigious world that we live in.
Well, it is. We are overly sensitive now,
and
it is.
Get
You
the fuck
cannot
out of here, and don't necessarily have to make it a one-person show.
Right. I feel like I have told people off many times. I do feel like we are overly politically correct, and the danger of that is that people don't say what they think, and their prejudice is hidden in some fucking fake language that we've come up with.
And I think people's lives are getting destroyed. I'm not saying if somebody commits a horrific crime, they should not be ruined for life or whatever.
Right.
But there are situations right now that are happening more and more.
Right.
Where I'm just worried. I have son. You have 2 sons.
You have son?
I have a son. You have 2 sons.
You have son?
I'm worried about
You
it.
have son?
You know what? But I bet that you're raising your sons not to be sexual predators like a lot of people have.
Actually, I hope he is.
I've
wanted them to be sexual predators.
Right.
But you want to know where they are.
We've been raising boys to pursue girls and to chase them and to lose every, oh yeah, you got that girl.
Well, one's masculine, yeah.
But at the same time, we've been raising their sisters to hide things, to not talk about anything, to turn men down, So there has been, I'm going to say the third time, this fucked up paradigm where men are allowed to be boys.
Paradigm.
And say these
What's
things
with the paradigm? You just decided that word?
Well, the third time was just for you.
Yeah, you know what, Hennessy? I hear what you're saying, but I can't tell you how many times I turn on the TV and my son is exposed to yet another shot of, Katy Perry, begging. There's so much sexually overt. Come towards me. Come get me. And really kind of, the message is mixed. The message is mixed on a constant basis.
Definitely. But we are having more of a discussion on it now.
Yeah.
We are talking about it more now, whereas before we couldn't talk about it.
Right.
So I think there's going to be a lot of mixed messages at first.
I feel like...
Just like when the gays...
I do feel like people are way overly sensitive. I do believe there's sexual harassment. I do believe there's such an entitlement with men. But I believe that we can call them out on it. You know what I mean?
Right.
Instead of like, can I go to human resources right now? It's just like, he's an asshole. He's an asshole. And don't do it. And don't act like a fucking asshole. But that's also the parents' job.
How about this? Listen to your freaking instincts.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, there's some fucked up comics out there, and I knew to stay away from them. I read it loud and clear.
Right.
This is a crazy person.
What about the Anthony, the whole rape thing with the Amy Schumer writer?
Well, that's where I was going.
Yes.
Oh,
yeah.
Oh, fuck. She has a few writers working for her that are really messed up, though.
Well,
he took it all back. He said he talked to the victim. He feels terrible, didn't he?
No, these guys, I
thought
people.
Kurt Metzger completely recanted and said he was so sorry.
Sorry, yeah, he might have because he doesn't want to lose his job, but Kurt Metzger is a piece of shit, and he has harassed more than one of my female friends numerous times, and he can go to hell.
Maybe he's just intimidated by me. They never hit on me.
No one hits on me. Are you fucking kidding me?
You guys are legends. Nobody who has any half a brain as a comic is gonna give you grief.
Do you want me to tell you the most embarrassing thing when I first heard about all this? I'm like, Aaron Glazer, he never booked me.
Really?
Yes, he never booked me. What's wrong with me?
I feel like I do feel like this constant discussion of rape, this whole thing is...
We keep making rape a joke, and we keep giggling about rape, and we keep doing,
But the worst part is when people say, especially with Bill Cosby, why didn't they come out? Have you fucking been raped? You don't fucking judge someone for not. You don't know what it feels like to be raped unless you've been raped, and you don't judge someone for what. And then I say, I had a driver once say, "Well, why didn't they come out in?" And I said, "Well, why don't these fucking kids who've been molested by priests? Why do they come out when they're 35?"
People like you say shit like that. That's why.
God damn it!
You turn around and you call these women the liars. Why didn't you come out? Why didn't you do this? Well, guess what? If I get raped, nothing I do afterward is going to be right, and everyone is going to argue with me. So,
but you're a rape victim, and that asshole should not have gotten 3 months for raping that woman.
Ask yourself, like, God, why didn't I?
Now we're on The View, and you're talking too much.
You're right. I'm being Raven-Symoné.
Okay, so but the guy, the white guy who raped the woman, and the judge gave him 6 months. And the woman has to live with that, and he didn't even know the color of her eyes.
Yes.
That motherfucker.
Thank God those Swedish guys found her. And it was, otherwise I don't...
She wrote, did you see what she wrote?
I did.
It was unbelievable.
And her father, what he wrote.
Yes.
Her father, and, it was, yes.
And fuck you, you don't... And I tell my kids all the time, well, I tell Henry, no means no. You ask. I tell them, you ask, may I kiss you?
Rufus is 12. He had a girlfriend, and he decided they weren't going to be girlfriend anymore. And I said, you need to call her right now, and you need to find out if she's okay. Because you want to still be friends.
Right.
Goes, I don't want to. And I sat there, and he was so mad at me, and I made him call, and I said, hi, it's Rufus. I just want to make sure you're okay. And it meant the world to her. And I know that he felt proud of himself afterwards.
Right.
Bingo, that's what I mean. You are raising real men, okay? Not men that are raising your social standard of pursuing women and until, but want a lady in the streets but a freak in the bed mentality.
Thank you, Hennessy. We have 2 sponsors that we'd like to talk about. Well, first of all, I have to say that Mack Weldon, I don't know if you've heard of Mack Weldon, and you have a husband and a son.
Right.
And I've gotten the products for my children. They have the most unbelievable underwear, like that really apparently makes the balls and the whole package feel supported, but also airy and light and not sweaty. And they have T-shirts. They have socks. I have a lot of their socks. You know what they have? Those socks where you can't see the sock.
Oh, I got some of those socks too.
Yeah, they're really good.
Down,
and it has
they don't dip in because I hate those.
No, it has a little thing on the that sticks to your edge. On the edge, it's so good. They have a grip. They're really good.
Because I have big feet and they.
Hello, 12 and a half. No, perfect. I'm going to show them to you.
Same with the boxers.
You don't have to write it down.
No, I just want to make sure Rufus is.
All right. And then if you
boxer briefs don't roll up either, which is a big issue.
Okay. And if you go on MackWeldon.com and what's
code Kill Me?
And the code is Kill Me, like Kill Me Now. You get 20% off. I'm telling you, and their fabric has silver in it, real silver, so you don't so when they sweat, it doesn't smell.
Yeah, they have a line that's sewn with silver threads, and silver is like alloy, like a natural.
Yeah, because you know how the fucking Rufus is going to start smelling like really bad soon.
Yeah, I've been warned.
Like Ben was at in P-Town. Him and his friend they were staying downstairs in the bedroom. I'm telling you, it smelled. It's the Ben smell. It's bad.
Why didn't he bring his Mack Weldon clothes?
Because he just threw shit in the bag. But anyway, and their fabric is so beautiful that they never roll it. It doesn't come in rolls. They keep it.
It doesn't wrinkle.
It doesn't wrinkle. So MackWeldon.com. Use the code Kill Me. You get 20% off. I'm telling you. I have to buy more socks. I'm telling you, the socks do not fucking move.
The socks are awesome. And
the little ped things.
Also, everybody's wearing fitness clothes now. That's kind of the style.
Oh, guess what else I got? Boxers that I sleep in.
See?
Like they have boxers that you can get boxers.
You're going to forward it to me. I want to get all of this.
All right, Mac.
This is stuff that you could wear during a workout and then wear after, and no one would know you just worked out.
All right, so MacWeldon.com.
MacWeldon.com. Use code KILLME.
Okay, next.
Sunbasket is this food program.
It's a food program. It is organic, like it's really healthy.
You have a subscription, okay? You go to sunbasket.com/gold.
Really? /gold. Sunbasket.com/gold.
And they will send you 3 free meals. And in these meals, you can choose a breakfast and 2 dinners.
Yeah, the breakfast looks really good. They have huevos rancheros.
Yeah, I just got a salmon plate that Hamda and I are cooking tonight. You know, my wife Hamda just got diagnosed with cancer that she's going to be fighting soon. So I really wanted. Thank you. But I really wanted to. You know, I've been planning on changing her diet and our diet to a more organic, healthy, type of diet or whatever treatment she's going to be getting. You know, I want to.
Yeah, you don't want it's like you don't want the preservatives. You don't want.
And these sponsors came along at the perfect time. Sunbasket, they let you choose from paleo, non-gluten.
Yeah, it's really good.
Vegetarian options. It's all organic and all from your local farm.
And the choices are like
excellent.
Breakfast. Like you never want to make breakfast, but you want your kid to have like a decent breakfast. But the huevos rancheros is really good.
Oh, delicious. And if you don't have time, I mean, they send you the exact measurements you need for everything.
Yeah.
If you need an egg, they'll send you 1 organic egg. You know, if you need like a teaspoon of cayenne, they'll send you the teaspoon of cayenne.
It's really good.
A bit of oil. It's great. I love the chia morning pudding. I got one this morning, and that is delicious. And I'm really looking forward to being able to feed Hamda and not have to worry about it, because organic food and gluten-free food is so fucking expensive.
I know.
And so much of it ends up going to.
If you go to Half Foods, it's really Half Foods. It's really expensive, but this stuff is awesome.
Yeah, and
it will fit your diet. So go to sunbasket.com/gold, GOLD, and you get
3 free meals.
3 free meals, and they're friggin' awesome.
You can change your whole paradigm.
Welcome to Play It, a new podcast network featuring radio and TV personalities talking business, sports, tech, entertainment, and more. Play it at play.it.
Oh, God.
All
right.
Sunbasket, thank you.
Thank you, Sunbasket. So, Cory, I know you're on the phone.
I'm just getting, I'm done.
But we,
she's typing out Mac Weldon and Sunbasket.
Yeah. That's right, Mac Weldon and Sunbasket.
So I just thank you. I can't thank you enough for.
You've been such a help. So many times in my career. We'll leave on this one sort of touching note.
Okay.
I called Judy. I was on tour with Last Comic Standing, and I was 7 months pregnant, and I'm hysterically crying. And I said, I don't know how you did this. I can't do this anymore. And she goes, what do you expect? You are going through the most female experience a human being can have with 3 guys on tour doing the most male-oriented job. She said, give yourself a break and eat some cookie. And I cried so much afterwards because how many other women comics could I call who'd done what we had done?
Right.
You were it, and I needed it so much, and to this day I'll be so.
Oh, should we have cookies?
Sure.
Judy's
How many
good.
points?
She's good with that.
I'm indulging right now.
You are?
Yeah, periods of indulging.
Sure. Yeah.
Otherwise, you're setting yourself up for failure. You got to indulge.
You need something to do.
You got it. You can't just be.
That's the great thing about Weight Watchers is I can allow for cookies.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It just means I'm not going to have the wine.
That's the problem.
Yeah.
The wine.
Let's just do the wine.
Okay, I'm opening a bottle right now. Ladies and gentlemen, I can't thank Cory. Will you come back?
There's nothing left for us to talk about.
Yes, there is!
I bet you guys could go on another
we could go on about people in the stand-up world. But your life is fascinating.
Yeah.
Okay.
And a lot of people don't know.
You should be doing. Sorry, I hate when people do that.
I hate when people do you should.
I would love to see you in storytelling shows.
Thank you.
You're really good at the storytelling.
I've been trying to,
And we're gonna work on your one-person show.
I would love for Judy to direct it.
Yes.
I will be in the front row.
You will?
I have to direct mine first.
I know. I have 2 directions.
Okay, look, we just need a week.
Okay. That's what you, when you stop saying that.
2 weeks?
No, we don't put a time on it, okay?
I need time, you know.
See, I wouldn't even expect you to direct. I would expect you to take a look at it.
I will.
Make your notes, and then you could recommend. You could even recommend a director, and then come in at the very end.
That's what
you don't even. I wouldn't, because I know how valuable your time is.
Oh God! But I have lulls, and I'm in one right now.
That's good honor.
Let's get.
All right. Listen, Cory Kahaney. Where can people find you?
You can get my CD on iTunes.
What's it called?
Cory Kahaney TV Clean.
Nice.
And then the other one's on my website. Actually,
CoryKahaney.com. And what about, are you on Tweetar?
Yeah, I am. At Cory Kahaney. I hate it. I don't.
Kahaney? I know it's so.
Cory Kahaney.
Yeah, I know it's a lot of work.
I'm a Facebook person.
Oh, okay. So Cory Kahaney.
Big time Facebook person.
All right.
All right. Hit her on Facebook. Follow.
All right. Thank you so much for being here.
Pleasure.
And as always, so long. The next one, we're talking about your mother.
And everything was wonderful. I'll see you soon. Thank you for the visit. So long.
This episode is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Do you ever find yourself playing the budgeting game? Well, with a Name Your Price tool from Progressive, you can find options that fit your budget and potentially lower your bills. Try it at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Price and coverage match limited by state law. Not available in all states.